there's enough ends.
Whatever it is, magical. I'm about to use one in a second.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let me know if you want me to just go start or
Yeah,
like
well let
what.
me do a little intro on
Okay.
you, background on you for people who are stepping in. So this is Chess Knight. She is another third of Club Mesh, our trio, based out of Chicago and LA. Three of us DJ together. We've been doing this together for the past like 2-3 years, but I've known Chess a long time. I actually used to be a fan of hers circa MySpace era. We're talking like 2006, 2007. Maybe about a year before I started DJing, I had discovered this duo. It was Chess and Jess, their little group Money Penny, and I was like, wow, two women DJing, that's cool. Like, it was much rarer then, so it was always exciting when you would see, a lady DJ. Still is exciting now, but especially then. And then fast forward to several years later, Chess and I are at a gig at Virgin Hotel, crossing paths, and I am a total dork, and I'm like, oh my god, I was a fan of yours, like back in like the 2000s on MySpace. And she was like, cool, I'm just need a couple of minutes, I'll be out at the DJ booth. And I was like, oh, okay. And somehow we became friends.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
but what I think is really crazy is Chess looks almost the same as like she did when I discovered her on MySpace. Like, she might notice differences in her face, but as an outsider, I think she looks the same. It's crazy. She and Jess both really have looked aged very well. I think they're onto something. So I'm excited for her to share her routine. Also, Chess is a single mom, and I like admire that so much because she does everything that all of us do, many of us do, plus takes care of a human, like a whole,
Mhm.
whole ass human, and he's amazing. His name's Gaius. That drop that you often hear, the little baby drop, that's her son, and she's doing an amazing job at all the things.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
Yeah.
Um, should I start now?
Yeah. So I will.
Okay.
So I was just reading a question from Too Bad So Sad. We will after this. We'll make a list of products that she's using and stuff. So no need to take notes. Just if you have questions, kind of hold on to them, and then we'll chat about them. You know, as we go or towards the end. Yeah, and then I think another reason why I was excited to have Chess share her routine with us, both her skincare and makeup, is because I think she's just really she's pressed for time, which is something we can all relate to. And Chess's routine was really great, or Jess's routine was really great because I think she showed us the spectrum of gadgets and things you can do if you're really disciplined. And then I think Chess's routine will probably be something that is like a little more relatable or attainable for someone who's short on time. And I also think recently you mentioned you've become a little more budget conscious in the products that you purchase too.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So I don't spend that much money in general, but before pandemic, like the two things I spend money on were skincare, makeup, and like gear, like music gear, like computer gear, etc. But once the pandemic hit and I was out of work, and I wasn't able to get unemployment, like normal unemployment, I had to really cut back on a lot of my spending. And so I had to basically find alternatives to my skincare and makeup that are cheaper because I just couldn't sustain buying the same products because it's just too expensive. So I am happy to report that I have found almost for almost everything I've found a pretty good substitution, if not as good. And a lot of the cheaper products that I have found, I'm going to keep buying even if I start making the same amount of money that I was making before the pandemic, just because why not? Like, that saves me money, more money to buy toy collectibles.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'll tell you the one thing that I haven't been able to find a replacement for.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in the makeup section.
And for reference, though, you were kind of bougie with your skincare pre-pandemic. Because you were like...
Oh, yeah. Me and Jess are Sephora Rouge members.
That means they spend...
Which means you spend over $1,000 a year at Sephora. I think it's something obscene like that. So yeah, we pamper ourselves with that, and honestly, I think if you have the money and want to pamper yourself, it's not the worst thing to spend your money on. But it's good to know that there are substitutions. And I think going through this process, I've learned that you really need to look at the ingredients. You need to look at the amount. You really need to get nerdy about it, because some of the stuff, like, I wish I knew about so much earlier. So I am going to start by washing my face.
Yeah, the step one to any routine, evening.
And this
night.
cleanser is actually, I think it's about $20, but I get it free, and I just have leftovers. So I was a big fan of Kiehl's, the company Kiehl's skincare. I was obsessed with Kiehl's. And so whenever you buy a certain amount, you generally they'll give you like a free full-size facial cleanser. So I'm still going through my free facial cleansers. This is actually a men's facial cleanser, their facial fuel line, and I love it. Like, I wish they made this for chicks with like a slightly less, masculine scent, but it has like caffeine in it and vitamin E and shit, and it just feels like cooling when you use it.
Oh, is there menthol in it?
Probably.
Yeah, so...
But I love it. I've been using it for a while.
I noticed men's products always has like a little bit of menthol. I think that because the cooling feeling does feel nice. It doesn't do anything for you skincare wise, but
no, it doesn't. It just has that nice cooling feeling.
Yeah.
It doesn't dry out my skin though.
Yeah.
As some like menthol stuff would. And then I actually still have the box. Dial Jess came and visited last year, and she had like the name brand version of this.
Foreo.
Which is like, I don't know what it's called.
I think it's the Foreo.
But then I copied her and found a cheap version on Amazon that was like, I think it's like $30.
Yeah.
25 to 30 bucks.
Yeah.
And I actually like the design better because it has a flat bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had to charge it once, and this is going on 9 months. I use it every day. I got it on Amazon. It is by Earthen Beauty. Highly recommend. Anyway, so I'm using my little thing and my facial fuel. Just use a little pea-sized amount. Fine. Wash my face. It has like a bunch of different speeds, so So before I had this, I had the Clairsonic, but the problem with the Clairsonic, I think the Clairsonic's probably better cleaning, but you have to replace the brushes. And you really should replace the brushes because you shouldn't be using it that much. It's like not good, but they're expensive. Each little brush has like $20.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I can't fucking afford this anymore. Like, whatever. So this is silicone, easier to clean. I fucking love it. So just wash your face.
Yeah, the silicone brushes are more hygienic than the Clairsonic. Like, besides the cost factor, the bristles do tend to hold on to a little more grit.
Mm-hmm. So just wash them. I'm gonna try to be gentle. So
you should be gentle. It's your moneymaker.
I went excavating a whitehead that turned out to be like there was a hard seed in a root, and I dug at it so violently. Now there's like a big crater on my chin. So hopefully it won't start bleeding again. It was bleeding earlier, so that might affect some of the routine. I am so gross. It's not good to pick your face, but it's just one of those things that, I'm 41 years old, and it's just I'm not going to stop. I just have to, it's like, what is it that, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change? Anyway, that's one of those for me. I'm always going to pick at my face.
So you just washed your face with that Kiehl's men's face wash that you were showing us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, if you shop at Kiehl's or just, I would go, they have really good sales and like bonus packages. So if you get like stuff for yourself or gifts for other people, get it's like a full size facial wash. I have like 2 more of these just from these like deals.
So you're not alone. There are quite a few pickers in the chat as well. Face pickers, pimple poppers.
What? Sorry.
There are you're not alone in popping your pimples. It's satisfying.
Oh, dude, like I love it. I can't, like, I would say really up close, and when I drink, you can kind of see some of the markings from all the stuff that I've popped.
Yeah.
But there is something that I use in my skincare routine that I think helps with like preventing the scarring.
Yeah, that's what I was.
For how much I've popped the stuff on my face, it should be like Noriega style. But
yeah. So I do want to let's make sure at some point I would like to know more about your technique for popping, if you use any tools, whatever, and then your anti-scarring.
I do not pop them the right way either, because that's not as fun. I just dig them out, and that's why they leave these huge marks.
Oh, okay.
And I sometimes like stab them with like this is so gross. Like a safety pin. You'll like
Please tell me you sanitize.
Sterilize it, and then I'll just like sometimes to get the seed out or make it pop, you just have to like go in there. It's painful, but I kind of like the pain. Anyway, so after washing the face, this is something I wish I had figured out fucking decades ago. So most toners, especially clarifying toners, are just basically witch hazel. And so for years and years, I'd buy these fancy fucking clarifying toners for like $20 a bottle. And then like a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I like just looked at the ingredients and I'm like, huh. So basically, I think it was what's it called? Clinique's 2 clarifying lotion or whatever, the toner. And it was just like witch hazel, color, fragrance, and some aloe vera juice. And that was like basically it. And so then I'm like, fuck my life. So now I just use witch hazel, which you can get for like $4 or $5. And it doesn't smell great. You can get, other, the Thayer's has ones with scents, but like, you're just paying for a fragrance and whatever. Like, is it that important? I don't know. More money for video games. So this is Dickinson's. You can get even cheaper, like generic brand ones. I think at like Walgreens or CVS. I got this at Target. So then I put the toner on.
And do you dilute it at all?
No. Straight no chaser.
Okay.
I mean, maybe you should. I don't know. I'm not an expert. This works for my skin, and I will preface by saying that I'm half Korean, but my skin is not like my mom's. We have to use different skincare products because I have bigger pores and more oil production than she does. So I can't use, like, she used Shiseido since she was like in her 20s. And I love Shiseido. I wish it worked for me, but it makes me break out in zits. So I can't use the same. I don't have her skin, unfortunately.
JM, your pores are not huge. I watch your stream all the time. She has like a SD.
I literally like harvest blackheads every couple days.
Yeah. So I do know, first of all, having pore size is not a reflection of how healthy your skin is. It's like a misconception. And like, I think the advent of Facetune and all that has led people, and like Instagram and Snapchat filters has led everyone to believe that poreless skin is like normal or real, but it's not.
It's not normal.
It's not normal. Everyone has pores. You might have slightly enlarged pores from a little bit of excess sebum or like mild skin irritation, but if you have large pores, you're just going to have large pores. You can use things like niacinamide or a little bit of oil control to help manage the appearance of your pores, but your pore size is your pore size, and it's fine and beautiful. Yeah.
The witch hazel really does help with your pores, though.
Yeah.
This is kind of my pre-gig routine. So it's not what I do before bed, and it's not what it's what I do before a gig. So this is what I do every time you see me stream where I'm wearing makeup, basically.
Yeah.
After that, I use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream for eyes. I used to use the Avocado Kiehl's eye cream, which is also really good, but it's too expensive. Um, this is about, I don't know, 10, $15, 10, 12, under 15. The only thing is that because of the consistency, I find myself using slightly more. So I have to make sure not to use too much, because one of the things with like the really expensive products, I feel like they're more intense. So they kind of last longer. So even though it might be like half or a third of the price, or like this is like a third or a fourth of the price, but I feel like I use maybe almost twice as much. So it's more like half of the price.
Right.
I'm putting those on my eye.
Whoa. You're going in there.
Yeah. And like you're supposed to like go like this.
Okay,
my mom's been telling me that forever, but I forget most of the time. I'm not pressing hard, but
I know you're not pressing hard, but it's quite a lot more vigor than I've seen in demos.
This is me. We're talking about the Rage Fuck channel. This is Rage Skincare. So next is where I do kind of like, for this. Okay, this is my new favorite product, which they are sold out of right now on Amazon. I use the Kiehl's Intense Line vitamin C stuff for years, like since I was in my late 20s. I have to say vitamin C has saved my skin and has really kept me, like, I am not lying when I say like the marionette lines and the lines here and on my forehead have not changed really much at all since I started using it.
I know, that's what I mean. It's like you truly have looked the same for the past.
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
And this stuff, again, I use more than the Kiehl's, but it's a lot cheaper. And Cerave in general, it's amazing. Like their products are just great. I got into them because the pediatrician for my kid recommended it for his eczema. And when I was a kid, I had eczema and I had to use Eucerin and it was all greasy and gross. But the new standard is Cerave, and my dermatologist friend also says like just the best.
Yeah.
So I'm using this and I'm just going to spread it all over my face.
The chat also just brought it up as a favorite for eczema. And JM also uses the Hydro Boost.
Yeah.
That's how you...
Like they have it. I tried Cetaphil has a really popular eye cream. It's also hyaluronic acid, but I think Cetaphil is owned by Procter and Gamble or Nestle, one of the bad companies I don't want to support. So that's why I switched to Neutrogena.
Yeah.
And it's just as good. It's just as good. It's like basically the same.
Yeah.
So and then what I do, if it was nighttime, I would add. I just started using this a couple weeks ago, so I can't say like how much this has affected my skin, because I was really times I've tried to use retinol stuff before, it like my skin reacted badly, and so I kind of got scared away. But then Jess and Lani are like, no, just give it a chance. So I found Cerave Retinol Renewing Serum for at night, and Retinol Resurfacing Serum for during the day. But you don't want to use retinol and be out in the sun because that's bad.
Correct.
But yeah, I don't know if I should put this under my mask or not. No, I'll do that later because I'm doing makeup.
So Cerave is a great drugstore brand, as Chess mentioned.
Yeah. These are also, this was $15 on Amazon. You can get it for $15 to $20 depending on the store. These also, I believe, are $15 to $20.
Yeah. And so as she mentioned, retinol is a evening product. You definitely don't want to use it during the day because it makes your skin more sensitive to the sun. And what it does is increases production of collagen in fresh skin. So sometimes if you use a retinol that's super strong, your skin will start peeling, which is not what you want. So you'll either have to lower the formulation, so it's a lower percentage of retinol, or just mix it into other products so that you're not applying so much. Right. So, if you have new skin, it's extra sensitive to the sun. Don't damage the skin that you worked so hard to bring, to the top.
Yeah, don't wear this if you're going out in the sun. No, no,
Yeah.
no. And also I use the resurfacing one is for people with like oilier skin. I use this on my T-zone, like here and
Yeah.
here, at nighttime too. And then the renewing is the richer one that I use like on my forehead and like around, like here and here. So I used to be a chain smoker and I still smoke weed. So, I'm really like these lines here. I have a little ones forming and I'm not going to not smoke weed anymore, although I'm on a break right now. So I definitely like really try to focus on this area. Because of that, when I smoked and when you smoked, it's like, you have all the stuff forming.
Yeah, truly, I am in awe. You are. So Chess is like my big sister. She's actually older than I am, but she's older and smokes and a mom and somehow could be mistaken for someone younger.
So, and I will also say Lani and Jess are a lot healthier than I am diet-wise. I go through phases, like I'll be healthy for a week, but then like this last week I had McDonald's twice. I was grilling outside, eating all that burnt meat, and I went through a family size of caramel M&Ms, and yeah, so I've been eating like shit, so this is probably the worst I've been looking as far as my skin for a minute. But I feel like, that happens. Like some weeks your skin's a living organ, it's huge, and some weeks you'll look better than others. Also, for me, I just don't sleep enough. And as you get older, I've noticed sleep matters a lot more for your skin. So if you want to look good, get that beauty sleep. I unfortunately just can't most days. Like it's just not a possibility for me with my work and my kids. Okay, so moving on. So normally you'd put like, the retinol and maybe a moisturizer over it. What I do during summer months is I try to I'll do masks almost every other day or every day that I have a gig before. Innisfree is great. Go to the website. My favorite mask, it's like cheaper than Target. All their masks that I use are cheaper than like the cheapest one you can buy at Target. So this is a favorite for me, and Jess love this one. It's the Manuka Honey. You go to their site, it's $1.80 per mask, and they just had a sale where it's like buy 10, get 3 free. So I like stocked the fuck up. But this is great. This is great for tired skin. This is my favorite. Jess likes using it when she comes into Chicago and, travels. It's like a good post airplane mask or tired mom mask. $1.80. I'm going to use this today, but I want to show you my other favorites. This is the Fig one. It's like for clearing and smooth skin. The Manuka Honey is moisturizing and nourishing. And then they have specialty masks that are a bit more. I believe these are $3.80, but it's collagen is a good one. And I don't know if I can say this right. Debanon. I don't know, some weird chemical thing for firming.
Yeah, I'm the worst at pronouncing unfamiliar words. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, I don't know. They work well. I maybe do it like once a week with these guys because they're more intense and they're more expensive. And then they just came out with a new kind of mask that Lani will approve of because the sheet part is biodegradable and vegan.
Ooh.
And so these are the new ones. These are $2.80, so this is like the mid-level one. I like the Lotus Root one that I've tried. I wouldn't say to wear this. Some of the masks you can wear under makeup, like this Manuka Honey. Some of the richer masks, though, I would say wear it before bed. Like it'll pill if you try to put makeup on it, or it's just it's a little too tacky and it takes too long to dry. So I'm gonna put this on. And sorry, I'll try to just keep this on for 10 minutes so it doesn't last too long. I normally keep it on for like the full 20 minutes. But I'll do an abbreviated version for you. Yeah.
So there's a question. Anyone know of a good reusable mask? I don't know of any. I think they tend to be single use. I actually personally don't use sheet masks because I feel this is not to shame Chess or anyone that uses sheet masks. Do what you got to do. But Sometimes I feel like there's a lot of packaging involved, so I don't do sheet masks too often. I do clay masks, but it's also not something my skin needs. Look at that.
So I don't just do sheet masks. I mix it up.
Yeah.
So like when I say I do mask every day, it's not necessarily sheet masks. These I like, and I'm really excited. Like Lani said, I was feeling guilty too about the waste. That's why I'm really excited that they like introduced this new mask that's biodegradable,
Yeah.
and the packaging too is different. These are made in Korea. This is a Korean brand. And I will say my mom, when I was, I don't know, when I just turned into a teenager, she basically was just like, you need to take care of your skin. It's really important to look young and pretty as a woman in this society because people, it's just
Keeping it.
people suck.
Yeah.
So take care of your skin. And I have to credit her for that because like if she hadn't really like brainwashed me, I don't know. And it makes me think that, people are always like, oh, Asian people just have good skin. It's
No,
like,
we just.
do they or is it because they just take care of it? Because my mom's like, whatever, I know Korean people that have bad skin.
Yeah.
Like, I think, it's a lot of it is the upkeep.
So, when did you start, caring for your skin, would you say? At what age?
I think, like, my mom told me about it in high school. I really didn't need to use much then.
Of course.
Like, I think I used maybe Neutrogena, like lotion if I needed
Right.
it. But I didn't really start going hard into skincare until probably the end of college.
Oh, that's still earlier
Maybe
than.
like after college, so early 20s.
Okay. That's pretty good.
But even then, like it's increased, and now it's kind of gotten like it got kind of ridiculous at one point, and then in the last decade, I think I finally realized, what it is that I need to do. But
Right.
I've never had anything done. I've never even done anything temporary. There's no shame in it, but I will say that if you're going to start doing Botox, realize that once you start, you have to pretty much keep doing it. And I have nothing against Botox. Some of my friends get it and they look great. Like, but you have to be able to sustain it. And if my ex's mom worked in like a cosmetic surgery, whatever office, or
Yeah.
whatever. And oh no, it wasn't her. Someone else, or maybe was it Jenna? One of my friends worked in a cosmetic office, and they said that there's a thing called Botox droop.
Yeah.
So like once it wears off, your skin is actually slightly worse than it was before you got it. So that's why
Ooh.
you keep having to go. And that I just can't afford to,
And
like I just can't afford
Sometimes when people get fillers, because what usually ends up happening, like especially when people who try to get like raised cheekbones, the fillers do just kind of get absorbed into your skin and or the rest of your face, sorry, and you end up looking like an egg. Like
I don't have anything against Botox, and like I said, some of my friends, a good number of my friends do it, and it looks fine. Just make sure you don't go like Nicole Kidman level.
yeah.
But fillers, I am not about that. Like
Gotta
I
be
can tell right away when people do it. It looks creepy, especially when they first get it done. I don't get the appeal, and like Lani says, like it gets absorbed. Like where does it go? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just creepy.
So someone asked, do you do something special to your neck? It looks so young.
Oh God, no, my neck is not great. But I just whenever you get a sheet mask, there's always excess
Serum,
goo in
yeah.
it. So I always like wipe it onto my neck. I've actually in the last like year or two been really realizing that shit, I need to focus on my neck, my hands, and Jess was like your knees and elbows.
Oh
So
my gosh.
a good thing is when you get like deluxe samples or travel samples of stuff that might be too rich for your face, or just trying out something new that might be too rich for your face. If you can't return it, just use it on those places, like your feet, your hands, elbows, knees.
Getting my
you know?
elbows now, so I'm not ashy. So, when you use these face masks, I mean, obviously you like them because they're a big part of your routine. Like, have you had a time period where you didn't use them and you're like, my skin needs it, like misses it?
I see a difference with a couple. I will say, like the ones that I pointed out, those are like my go-to. I will buy others to try. Some of them I'm like, did it really do anything?
Right.
The ones that I showed you are Like I see the difference, especially with that the demo. Oh, I can't
Yeah,
see. I
yeah,
can't
I
say
know.
the word.
The one that
That
Kevin used.
one, like for sure. The Manuka honey for sure. Like I just feel it. The fig one is nice
Yeah.
too. They have a tea tree that's good if you have like oilier skin.
Yeah. And there was a question about clay mask. Clay and mud mask, at least in my experience, tend to be good for managing oil and sebum. And then,
Oh yeah,
right? That's what I use it
that's
for.
the one I use.
Okay. So the clay mask that I often use, there's a couple, but my go-to one is the Aztec clay. It's kind of green. It has trended on the internet many times over. It's used with a apple cider
It's that
vinegar.
one.
Yeah, you use that one too?
It's that one. I was gonna go find it, but then I heard you say it. It's the one yeah, the Aztec
Yeah.
clay. I mix it with apple cider
Yep.
vinegar, and I use that like about once a week, especially during the summer, maybe twice.
Yeah, that one as it
It's
tightens,
great.
it like kind of makes
Yeah.
makes your face kind of red, but the thought is that it
Mhm.
helps with circulation. And then with apple cider vinegar, it's kind of like a nice toner for your skin. If you have sensitive skin, it will
Mhm.
probably be too harsh, but if you have, regular skin or oily skin, it's great.
I have pretty sensitive skin. I think maybe I'm used to it. Like I do
Yeah.
get really red after I use it, but it goes away in about
Yes,
15
that
seconds.
redness is more flush than anything.
Yeah. But yeah, do a skin patch test first.
Yeah.
And again, this is stuff that works for me. I think a lot of the products that I'm showing are pretty universal though. Um, so yeah. Now in the winter time, I'm not going to use it today, but this is something I found in London town back when I was 27, so 14 years ago. They have like their CVS or whatever is like a Boots called Boots, their chain store. And I was looking for something. They had a huge display, and I was like, whatever, I'll try it. This is like a ride or die product for me. I don't use it that much in the summer because it's a little rich and kind of it doesn't clog my pores, but it's a little too heavy for the summertime. Um, but in the winter time, this is really great before bed, and it's okay. So it helps that the appearance of both new and old scars. So I do think that this has helped with my preventing crazy pimple
Wow.
scars because I've been using this for 14 years. It helps with stretch marks, uneven skin tone, aging dehydrated skin, and will also take care of your kid when you're out of town. No, but it does do a lot. And this is the big one. It's like the bigger size one, and I believe it's $15.
Yeah, I
14
remember
years.
I always hear a lot of moms talk about it for post-pregnancy stretch marks.
Yep.
But I didn't realize
I used
it
it while I was
I
pregnant.
didn't realize it was face friendly.
Dude, it's everything. It's just the wonder oil. And inexpensive. I will say the fragrance is not my favorite. And some of my friends are just like, I can't. But some of my friends are like, I love this fragrance. So again, I don't really care.
So when you use the bio oil on your face, like, are you using it all over, or using it as spot treatments for scarring and stuff?
I'm using it all over. I might not do my nose, but like I'll just smear it all on.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. So, and I used it while I was pregnant to prevent stretch marks, and I don't have any stretch marks in my face.
Yeah, you
So
don't look like you've ever carried a child.
I do have stretch marks from when I got kind of chubby and end of middle school, early high school, but they're little, and I keep forgetting I need to use this on them too, but whatever. Okay, so um, how long has it been? I don't know. I will say it's kind of funny doing sheet masks because, like, see how big my forehead is? Like, it kind of makes you
Oh, sheet masks have never
aware
touched
of
my
like
hairline.
the size of your features because, like my eyes are small, so it's like plenty big around the eyes, kind of barely fitting on my nose. I have to like stretch this out from a big ass mouth, and then I have so much space on my forehead, which Honestly, that's the one thing I'm kind of disappointed because it's like a Korean brand. I feel like they should have larger forehead masks. I don't know, but that's just me.
But does anyone's face actually perfectly fit the face mask? I think it would make a very creepy face.
No, definitely not. Okay. I'm just going to take it off so that I can get going with this routine. Unless there are like any questions or what have you.
Now, Tevin just mentioned you're smart and stubborn because that's what Vietnamese people always say about big foreheads.
Oh, pretty accurate.
Yeah, my mom was like,
The smart part, I'm pretty stubborn.
My mom's like, you're smart, but also stubborn because of my forehead. Like nothing else. It's just physical attributes affect your personality that much.
Indeed. So I'm using this leftover mask. So I'm just wiping it on my arms. There's still a little bit.
Gotta make the most
Normally,
of the product.
Me, I don't let it dry completely, but I'll leave it on a little bit longer. But for this,
And so how often are you using the bio oil? What's your routine with that?
During the summer, I don't use it that much.
Okay.
In the winter months, I go through it like a lot though, because it gets really dry. I'm in Chicago. It gets really cold half the year. So I use it heavily half the year and then more spot treatment when needed during the warm months. So I should probably use it all the time. I keep forgetting about using it on the other stretch marks that I have, but no one's seeing me naked. I'm going to try to get this to dry a little bit. So as soon as this is a little bit dry, like my face from the mask, I can go into my makeup routine. That was my skincare routine. That was it.
That was really simple. So
the time intensive thing is the mask. Again, the only difference at night is that I'll do my retinol treatment, and that's a new thing. That's a step that I just added like 3 weeks ago. I did order a couple things because I couldn't find this at the store. They were out and online. So I found on Sephora, I think it's like this ripoff of Ordinary, one of those things that's like active ingredient only budget shit.
Yeah.
So this is the in key list. I don't know. It's 15% vitamin C.
Ooh, okay.
And then this was like 15. And then there's the collagen booster that's like $10. I'm trying it out. I haven't started using it yet because I haven't finished this. But I'm going to try another vitamin C product. Actually, I think this was 10 and the collagen was 15.
Nice.
But this was cheaper than the Cerave, so I'm gonna try to see if this does anything.
Yeah.
Like if it can replace this. We'll see.
I love how the Ordinary's really pushed brands to try and explore cheaper options or more affordable options anyways.
No, and again, it's like look at the ingredients. Like whether it's the skincare stuff or makeup, look at the active ingredients. I will say sometimes the non-active ingredients, the blend with the active ingredients, something magical happens and it does, it's just better. I feel like Ordinary is really hit or miss for me.
Right.
I use the blood looking one that you and Jess use.
Right.
I use that once in a while. I have a caffeine thing that I keep forgetting to use that I probably should have used in this, but whatever.
So,
I just it's like a caffeine thing for under eye.
Right. So the blood-looking facial that Chess is referring to is this AHA BHA peeling solution from The Ordinary. We'll be linking to everything afterwards in Discord and on our YouTube when we archive it. But that peeling solution's really great for chemical exfoliation. So as you get older, your cell turnover is a little bit slower, so you just need to aid it with a chemical to help, let your fresh skin shine.
Indeed. Indubitably do, yes. Sorry, I'm
I was going to do
I was pounding yerba mate and I'm amped. Okay, so it's almost dry. I might just fucking go for it, whatever.
Yeah, earlier I was practicing one of my medieval voices so I could greet you with one, but I already forgot how to do it.
I mean, what voice?
I don't know.
I'm,
You know.
I'm I'm excited about this gaming, this Elder Scrolls, because it's gonna be all voices all the time. So
Yeah.
good. Um, I think that's how I know I'm comfortable on Twitch now because I started doing the voices because that's how I talk to myself, like around the
Yeah.
house. So I think that means I'm comfortable
Oh,
on Twitch
you
now.
know, Tevin made me realize we didn't touch on your sunscreen. What sunscreen do you use? Because that's
Ah, yes.
so important.
Ah, yes. Good that you brought that
Yeah,
up.
because you should, like,
So,
if you take away only one thing from all of this, it should be sunscreen. Because vitamin C and retinol don't matter if you don't wear sunscreen.
I am an asshole, and I'll be honest, I don't wear sunscreen all the time. I am like Jess is so much better about it than me. Partly because I kind of like having a little bit of glow. I don't like being too pale. So I have one of those face shield things, and I also just don't go out in the sun that much. I'm kind of a vampire. But when I stay out in the sun for more than like, if I'm in direct sun for more than like 5, 10 minutes, yes, I will, I will put a little sunscreen into my foundation. Got it. And then this is one that I think Jess recommended. I got it for my birthday. I have no idea how much it costs. My friend IVO got it for me, but I really like it. It's Face and Body La Roche Posay.
Yep.
Anyway, it's really nice texture. So I'm really into it. Um, my mom also gave me this Shiseido face thing, but I don't love. Again, the consistency I don't love, so I don't really use it that much. But she swears by it, So, but this is good. But yeah, I'm not the best with sunscreen, so I'm not.
Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah, but I will wear it. But I don't wear it every day. And I think partly it's because as a kid, like until they developed all these new sunscreen used to really irritate my skin. And I just kind of am like, don't really use it unless I know I'm going to be outside.
well,
Like,
so in all fairness, a lot of sunscreens used to be chemical-based sunscreens because that's like the most affordable and it doesn't leave a white cast. But I think in the past few years, there's really been a lot more awareness around how mineral sunscreen's better. And so mineral sunscreen, or AKA a physical sunscreen, is little particles of zinc or whatever that block the sun, like it causes the sun to bounce off your skin. So that stuff is less irritating if you decide to incorporate sunscreen into your routine.
yeah, I mean, I do, just not every day. But I also go days without leaving the house. So
Yeah, that's
I'm not
fair.
going to be putting it on when I don't leave the
That's
house.
fair.
And even before that, when pre-pandemic, I wouldn't be leaving the house till nighttime to DJ. So I just
True.
am not out in the sun that often. I was out in the sun the last couple weeks, which is why I have a little more color and whatnot. And I was using this
Okay.
for the first time. I got this for my birthday. Before that, I would mix the Shiseido into my foundation occasionally, or the Neutrogena Baby. I like the Neutrogena Pure Screen or
Yeah.
whatever. I like that a lot, although I don't like wearing it. It doesn't work as well with makeup, so it's like if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll
Right.
do the Neutrogena. But this and the Shiseido you can mix with foundation, and it's pretty good. I like the texture of this better than the Shiseido, to be honest. Okay, so I'm gonna go up into my makeup routine.
Yes, let's see this makeup routine.
So my makeup has always been a mixture of drugstore and name brand, but it's almost all drugstore now because I just can't afford the name brand shit. I was using really fancy primers, and I've basically replaced a bunch of my products with NYX products, which I love. Certain, you have to see where they're made. I like what's it called? Honey Do Me Up. I actually ran out of it. I think the Honey Do Me Up primer is really good for really dramatic makeup if you're gonna like really pound it on. I just recently got this Studio Perfect one, and it was like $8 or $9. And this one kind of is similar to, I would say, the Smashbox primer that looks similar to this. Probably made out of the same plant, I don't know. But this is pretty decent. I always use primer. That's a huge That's a huge thing for makeup. I feel like if you're gonna, especially if you're gonna wear foundation, I didn't used to have to wear foundation, but now I do. When I wear makeup, I wear foundation. So primer is a must. So just a little bit. I would say the Honey Do Me Up. This one occasionally, I think like if I leave this on or sleep, if I pass out in this, I think this is what has given me some zits occasionally. So make sure you wash your. The Honey Do Me Up, no zits though, but it's also like $7 more expensive. So same brand, just different.
So you're applying primer to make the makeup stay or look better, or both?
It basically is like, like painting, where you prime a canvas.
Yes.
Like
your face is a canvas.
It's the same principle. Same principle. This is why I fucking love makeup, because it's like, it's art, dude, and it's like you're painting on your fucking. And I really want Jess to do a makeup stream, because outside of drag queens, Jess is the only person I know that has like that skill level of makeup application. Like she is so good.
Yes, she's a true artist.
Like her, and basically watching her, she helped me step up my makeup game, and then watching RuPaul's Drag Race really helped me step up my makeup game. Okay, so I used to use Makeup Forever foundation, the HD foundation, but it's like $40 to $50 a bottle, and it's just not sustainable. But I looked at the ingredients when I was like, shit, I can't afford it. I need to get new foundation. I looked at the ingredients, and I had found the NYX HD, and their ingredients were surprisingly similar. And I was like, Unfortunately, they just pulled this off the shelves. This no longer exists. I have to buy this on Amazon from like overstock places because they don't make it anymore. They replaced it with a different thing that I tried. It's not nearly as good. It's made in China. This one was made in South Korea. So I just stocked up on a bunch of this. Now with drugstore brands, the big difference is not even necessarily the ingredients. It's that they don't have as many colors. And I have a very yellow, greenish, gray undertone to my skin. So I have to mix two different colors. So just treat it like paint. If you don't find the right color, sometimes you can mix two together and you can get something that's very similar. So that's what I've been doing. Instead of my Makeup Forever HD, I've switched to this. I have found them for between $6 to $10 a bottle on Amazon, which is insanely less than the Makeup Forever, and it's the same exact amount. So I have sand beige and nudes. I have one that's kind of light and one that's a little too light for me and one that's a little too dark for me. And I mix them together. I was in the sun, so I'm a little darker now, so I probably should change the ratio a bit. But I mix the two together to get the exact color I want, or close enough, close enough for a dark club or Twitch, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, well, a good thing to use is empty contact cases for your makeup for traveling. Saves a lot of space.
Right.
That's a little hack. Okay, so one of the things I love, and it's changed my life, and I've been using for the past 2-3 years, are the makeup sponges. I actually prefer Real Techniques because it has that flat side, and it's half the cost of like the name brand beauty blend shit. Like, don't even fuck with that. That's just a waste of money. Like, Real Techniques where it's at. So I use this. I like mixed it on my hand, and I'm gonna just spread this shit all over my face. I generally put most in the middle and then like move out from the middle, kind of. And as you can see, I have all these zits on my chin, so just an extra cover.
Yet, did you put something on top of the zits before the makeup for your zit, or just that primer?
No, I mean I will when I go to bed, but if I put like zit cream on, it's gonna pill and it'll draw more attention to it.
Yeah.
So when it was bleeding earlier, what I did was, like A good way to get something to stop bleeding is just a little bit of toilet paper and water, just like water, just like soak it with the water, just stick it on, and it actually like don't let it don't wait till it dries completely, but once it's kind of dry and stops bleeding, you take it off, and for some reason it doesn't like get all crunchy, scabby that way, and you can have at least kind of a sort of flat surface to put makeup over.
Do you remember when bloggers were putting condoms on their beauty blenders? Did you ever see that trend?
The what?
There was like this brief moment in beauty blogger trends where they were putting condoms over their sponges, just, for clickbait and shit like that.
As you can see by, I guess, the motions of how I put stuff on, I don't really watch beauty blogs, so I don't know.
It was dumb. And then, because the sponges absorb product, there was like the silly sponge. It was basically a silicone sponge that trended for a little bit. But it was so gimmicky, it lasted like a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using this for almost 2 years. I love it. It's better than brushes. They're easy to clean, and they're just inexpensive, once it starts like breaking, like the texture starts kind of breaking, you need to throw them away though.
Yeah.
Like it has to be like nice, the texture needs to be good, So once it starts cracking, you need to replace it.
How often do you wash yours?
Make sure you clean it every day.
Yeah. And how do you do it?
It's good to use bar soap. Bar soap's a lot easier. They have like specific cleaners for it.
Yeah.
But bar soap, like rubbing it against a bar soap, I actually got these like nice kind of like cheap but natural soaps, and that really gets it off. If you use liquid soap, it's like you're just gonna waste a lot of liquid soap, and it'll feel like be all full of shit. I don't know why it doesn't work.
I think there's a little more oil in bar soaps.
Maybe, probably. I don't know what it is that makes it work better, but that's what I do. But keep your stuff clean.
Yeah.
Always keep your shit clean.
Because otherwise it's a petri dish.
I just washed all my brushes too. All right, so again, I can normally do this quick drag makeup routine in about 5 minutes or so,
Yeah.
but since I'm talking, it's obviously.
Well, wait. Do you want to just do the makeup and then we can,
No, because I want to explain the process. It's
Go
fine.
back.
Like, it's a quick process when when you're not talking and explaining the whole time. But you'll see there's not that many steps.
Yeah.
I did primer. I did foundation. Now, the bane of my existence is my dark circles under my eyes. I've had this issue since I was a young kid. Even if I get some sleep, I mean, it's better if I get sleep. They're less like, you can see the bags. Like, it's bad. Like,
Same.
It generally, it gets a little better with sleep, but it's been a problem my whole life. So I have leftover, it's like at the very end, it's very sad, of my Makeup Forever full cover extreme camouflage. This covering the dark circles is the most intensive part of my makeup routine, just trying to cover those things up. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this. Again, this isn't, you know what, I'm not gonna use this. I'm just gonna use all my cheap products so that you can see you can do it without it. So this is a pretty good one. It's the Instant Age Rewind Maybelline eraser.
Yeah.
And I'll save this for like photo shoots and stuff now. I probably will buy this again at some point. But I feel like for streaming and daily stuff, this is fine.
Same.
And this is Maybelline.
That's my affordable concealer.
So, am I running out of this though? Shit, I need to buy. But this is like, what, $10?
Team Young Baggy Eyes. I think all of us can relate.
Dude.
Like, even when I was a kid.
Dude, it's bad. Like, I feel like this lighting is kind of bright that doesn't show how bad it is.
No, you look good. They're not. No.
I also will mix a tiny bit of my foundation in with my concealer. Just a teeny tiny bit to like make sure that the color all blends. I use kind of a lot around my eyes. This is like.
So is mixing of the foundation a texture thing or a color thing?
It's a little bit of a texture. It's also give you a little more bang for your buck to extend the life of your concealer. But it's also, I just want the colors to match a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just a tiny bit. Okay.
Oh, on top of that.
Like quite, but it'll. So then I just dab, dab, dab.
No, makeup's an area that you know way more than I do.
I have learned basically trial and error. I've gotten some tips from Jess because she's so good. And again, like, watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Dope Lobos used our my blend emote.
The what?
Yeah, you know how that little blender emote for mixes and like music blends?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny to have like
yeah, he's using it right now in the chat.
Nice. Oh yeah, just whatever. Oh shoot, I'm gonna use a little bit of that concealer for my zit too.
How do you keep stuff from not sticking to your face?
That was stupid.
How do you keep stuff from not sticking to your face in the club, i.e. shredded cheese? That's a question from Tim.
Wait, how do I keep stuff from sticking to my face?
Not sticking to your face.
Huh. I don't know, it just probably falls onto the floor and my cats eat it. I don't think it sticks to my face. Although, I've definitely had stuff on my face streaming that either y'all were rude and didn't tell me that were there, or maybe you guys didn't see it. So, all right, so this next step, I don't see too many people do this because, and some of the stuff that I do is technically might not be right, but it just works for me, so I fucking do. This is sad, I need to reorder. So I use this, it's True Match L'Oreal blendable powder kind of foundation together. I've been using this forever, like at least over probably 15 years. I still use it. And I just use it mainly around my eyes, and it just to set the concealer so it doesn't start creasing. And Real Techniques makes a sponge now for powder foundations. That's awesome. So yeah, it's a slightly different texture. It has like a more velvety texture, and it's for your dry products.
Oh.
Like blushes and powder foundation. So I just get a ton on there because like I don't fuck around with these circles, man.
So you have,
and you'll see it doesn't even cover it. It still doesn't even cover them completely, but it gets them a lot better. And this just sets it, it just keeps it from creasing and getting all.
So you have two sponges, and they're different textures.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. And I use it wherever I need like a lot of coverage. It's a bit heavy, so I don't like overusing it. But I'm gonna have to use it on my chin today because that's just who I am as a person. Gross, disgusting, pimple popper. So I do that.
Oh my gosh, a spider just dropped out from the sky. Oh my god.
This next product is way over $20, but I think it's worth every cent. Style Jess got me into it. It's like diffuse light ambient lighting powder. This whole thing was $40, which you're like, powder for $40, you're fucking insane. But I have been using this for going on 2 years, and I still, like, there is so much left. So it's worth every fucking penny. Like, this is gonna last me a long ass time. And I just mainly use it around my eyes. And this kind of just also helps. This is mainly for, I think what this really helps with is like for photos and, maybe being on camera. I don't know. But it's just another step. And I mainly just use it around my eyes because it is really expensive. And I just want to focus on the eyes and save this. But it's, dude, this is an MVP for sure. All right. So that was the main part of like the intense, whatever thing.
I took my eye off of the spider, and now every little speckle that I see, I'm scared is the spider.
Oh, dude, I like spiders.
No, I mean I do too, just not on me,
Not on you. Is it a big spider? Or is it like a cute?
It's a young baby spider. It's not too big, but.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I sometimes change the order in which I do this, but I'm gonna just do my eyebrows. Now, this is part of my makeup routine that I am not like I need to get better at. I'm not great at it. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I used to overpluck my eyebrows so much, and it was like not cute. So I actually have to fill in quite a bit to make them more dense. It's also being half Asian. Asians, that's one thing, like they don't have the best eyebrows. Like they don't have that dense, thick eyebrows. Or at least my mom doesn't,
No,
and I don't.
it's very rare that Asians have thick eyebrows. I got really bushy ones, but they're kind of shorter, the tail end.
But yours aren't dense though, you know, like
Oh no, no,
right?
not like Greek
Yeah.
or Southeast Asian, like
Like, yeah, I love the dense, thick ass eyebrows. Like, I was obsessed with Sean Connery, so like eyebrows are huge for me.
yeah.
I love a good eyebrow. So I don't do the best eyebrows. They're like passable. It's fine. Jess, I want her to. I mainly am trying to get Jess to do it just so I can see how she does her eyebrows.
Yeah.
I always forget when we're like getting because when we're getting ready together, it's like we're so busy on our own faces, and I just
I know she
forget
also
to
does a
like
brow tint too.
knock her out.
She
What?
also tints her brows.
Oh, she does microblading. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, so this one is awesome. This is NYX. I used to use the Anastasia, which is great, but it's like $20 a
Hmm.
pencil. NYX you can get online for like, I think I got some of these on Amazon for like 5, $6. I would say it's almost as good. Like it's very little difference. I do have some of my Anastasia pot left though, because these last forever, and they're like 20 or so, like 20-ish. But I always kind of overdo it with this, but I've noticed on stream, especially like when I'm on the side camera, like my eyebrows are like weak, so I have to always like add a little bit.
Has streaming
So this
changed
is the
your
weakest part of the weakest part.
has streaming
It's made me more self-conscious of my eyebrows, for sure. So, oh, I forgot. I normally put sometimes like some setting stuff,
mm.
which I don't know if it really works that much, to be honest, but I'm gonna leave that step out. You can. I forget most of the time, so who cares? All right. So then, mascara time. I really like using a base for my mascara to lengthen.
Hmm.
I was using Grand Lash like base primer, and it was amazing, but it was really fucking expensive. So I've gone back. Well, I've gone to L'Oreal Voluminous primer, and it's decent. I mean, it's so much cheaper. I feel like, yeah, for the price, it's good enough. Oh shit, I probably should have done my eyeliner first, but I'll do that next. Generally, you want to do your eyeliner before you do mascara. Oops.
Veggie
And
Delight
then,
said, "Girl, Chess, you are perfect the way you are." I agree.
uh, 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 so Epic NYX Epic liner, also cheap as fuck. You can get it for like $5 to $7 on Amazon or Ulta. Ulta always has really good sales. They have a lot of NYX products, so go to Ulta when they're having a NYX sale.
Yeah, a lot of
Telling you,
drugstores
NYX is
even.
the truth. So, well,
Yeah, a lot of drugstores, CVS, Rite Aid, they do like a buy one, get one half off or like buy two, get one free promo.
yeah. Like look for the deals and then stock up.
Do you like liners that have more of a flex tip or a stiffer tip? I feel like there's a joke somewhere in there for you.
I am more whatever this is. What is it called? It's
A
like
pen, a
it's not like a felt pen. It's like a
brush tip.
brush
That's
tip.
right. That's called brush tip.
Brush tip.
Yep, I have one of those too.
I used to love the Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner because it has such a good brush tip. This one's close though, and it's so much cheaper. So why not? All right. So there is one thing that is over $20, although I do get it in a set. It actually comes with a liner that's The tip I don't like as much, but it is still a good liner. You can get both of these for $30 in a box set. This is my favorite mascara. It's the Roller Lash.
That one is a good one.
And I just really like it. I just love it. I have tried so many mascaras over the years. I'll get those like variety packs from Sephora and try them all, and it's just this is just the one that is for me. But it is kind of pricey. It's like, I think, $25. But it does last a long time.
Do you have to open your mouth when you apply mascara?
I make all sorts of probably stupid things.
No, everybody does, I think. I know very few people who...
I didn't even notice until you said, but I guess I kind of do. I don't know.
I start breathing like hella shallow, and I'm just like almost holding my breath.
And
Beautiful.
On the home stretch, guys. On the home stretch. Like, I would just sometimes be ending almost... Well, no, blush. Blush for sure.
And I can vouch for how quick Chess's routine is. Mine as well. One time we had a photo shoot, and there was like a bit of hiccup with getting the space and this and that. Long story short, we had like 15 minutes to do our face before we started shooting. And those photos you've seen, it's like the three of us in this kind of like dark, vampy looking space. We did our makeup in like 15, 20 minutes. In the dark.
And that's for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say blush. I used to think blush, who cares, you can get cheap kind, but honestly, the more expensive kind, I feel like is just as cost effective because it lasts longer, like it just will stay on your face. I feel like some blushes you keep having to reapply and you have to use so much of it. Hopefully they'll have it again this year. So Tarte Amazonian Clay, what's it called? Blush is bomb. And they had a deal last winter where you got 3 of these, and there's 3 blushes within it and highliners, and it was $30 for free. That is so much blush. Like, if you look at the actual like amount of blush, like I'm gonna be using this for probably another year or 2. Like, because there's 3 of these, so even more. But yeah, Tarte Amazonian blush is bomb, and it's worth it because it lasts. So I just do a little blush on the apples of my cheeks, and it's so intense. Like,
look at those cheekbones, my God.
Yeah, like I put a little too much. Yeah, that was a little overly zealous right then. So yeah, take a little bit off. And then, if I really want to get that cheekbone action going, I bought this almost 2 years ago. I still have barely scratched the surface. This is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. I believe it's $25. You can get it on sale, though, for as low as like $15 if you like check Ulta. And this, I haven't even used all of them, but it has like the highlighters too. I don't contour a ton, but I do kind of like accentuating them cheekbones though. So a little bit, tiniest amount, and that's it. Like the tiniest amount. You don't want to like overdo it. This is a highlighter palette that's going on 3 years, I believe. At least over 2. I'm down to the pan on 3 of them. But
is that so satisfying?
Highlighters, and there's 6 of them. Like, for, I think I got this on sale for $20 on Sephora. I think they're normally $40, but even at $40, like these are gonna last forever. A lot of those other highlighters, it's only like one of these, like the amount. So I feel like totally worth it. Bang for your buck. And I just, dab, dab, dab. Yeah.
I love the feeling.
I didn't start using highlighter until I watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and now I'm like all about it. And then I do a little bit of the white one. I go down the middle, like the middle of my nose, and just right above the Cupid's bow or whatever on your lips, right there. And you can use these for eyeshadows too,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever else. I don't generally wear too much eyeshadow, but I'm gonna put on a teeny bit today. Um,
Yeah, that feeling of finishing a product, like touching the pan or just using it in completion, is so satisfying, I find.
it is. And really go through your product, even when like this is almost done. I'm gonna like, well, this is metal, so it's harder, but I like literally will
Oh, I
cut
cut
open
stuff
my
open.
tube and like, use every last drop.
Absolutely.
I think this might still be on Sephora, which is crazy. I think it's like 20, $25, but this is Makeup Forever, which is such a good brand. I don't know why it's on clearance. It's been on clearance for like over a year. I finally got it and was like, you know what? I don't know why it's on clearance. Maybe it sucks, but I'll buy it. And if it sucks, I'll return it. But it's really cute colors. I like a lot of them. And I'm just going to put on a little like the natural kind of goldy one at the top. Just a little bit, just a teeny bit, to add a little something. But um, this is kind of the makeup I do almost every gig. I used to be a lot more creative and do like crazy eyeshadow and shit, but I just don't have that kind of time, unfortunately. Okay, so that's basically it. Then it's just lipstick, lip gloss time, and you're done. Um, I'm gonna just do a little. This is a super old Makeup Forever pencil.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic, but I have gotten I mean, this is still a bunch left, but I did order a couple because they were on sale on Ulta, NYX ones, and the NYX ones are also really good. So I feel like I just highly recommend NYX, to be honest. I'm sad that HD foundation they don't make anymore, but I don't know what I'm gonna do after they run. Like I can't buy it anymore on overstock. So I just do a little bit of the pencil. I don't really wear lipstick. I generally wear a little bit of pencil and then lip gloss. This is really dramatic that I'll sometimes wear for streaming. It's the NYX Filler Instinct, but it's really rad. I want to do it right now because it's even tear. It looks good on stream though. My friend for my birthday sent me some Buxom plumping lip cream little set because I love the Buxom lip cream. Like I just like the way it feels. It like tingles. It's like plumping. I mean, it's
That minty feeling again.
Does it really plump? Probably not. What?
That minty feeling, like the menthol and
Yeah, I don't know what's
it's refreshing.
magical.
No,
but it's refreshing.
I have one of those because you put me onto it.
But I fucking love it. And again, you can get them on sale in the little box sets. And even if the color is weird, like mix it. Just mix it with something else and make a cool color. I don't know. So that's it. That's my routine. I will curl my eyelashes. I know everyone says to curl your eyelashes and then put mascara on it. But I do it the bad way. I put mascara on first and then I curl it. And I don't know. I haven't had any problem with my eyelashes breaking.
Yeah, same.
I've been doing it for 2 decades, so whatever.
So you have a contour palette. Do you contour? Like?
No, I just do like right here.
Okay.
I want Jess to, again, this is all in my effort to get Jess to teach me more things. So Jess is contour queen, and I want her to like, maybe the next time she's over at my house, I want her to like use that specific palette and then just like go to town on my face with it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. But yeah, so then but this is a big step. I love like curling eyelashes makes a huge difference for at least me because I have very straight eyelashes. I'm Asian.
Oh, same. My lashes are decent length, but they point straight down, so it looks like I don't have any.
Like, look at the difference. I don't know if you can see. Big difference.
Ooh. Ooh.
I would normally wait for them to dry even a little more. You have to really wait for your mascara to be fully dry before you curl. But like, oh, and not all curlers are created equal. It's all about Shiseido.
Yeah.
This is lasted almost a decade. You can get the refill little like bumpers, but people say, oh, Shu Uemura, whatever. No, Shiseido's best. I've tried them all. Shiseido's best. At least for Asian lashes like mine. So then I have them. And then the last step is just an all over like loose face powder. I used to use what's it called? What's that? Not Tarte.
What product?
It's another one of those nice brands. It's like the peach one. Remember the peach? It has like a peach line. What's it called? Too Faced.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had the Too Faced peach stuff, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But again, broke. Pandemic broke. So I now just use the Coty Airspun.
Yeah.
And it's so cheap. It's like $5. It has a scent to it.
Yeah.
That's, maybe a little old lady smelling. I don't know. But I'm an old lady, so it's fine. And I'm gonna just put this to shine on my forehead. And like, I don't look perfect up close because my skin is still a little tired, but you know what? It's a huge improvement. And then I have, people make fun of the Sephora, like the sample sizes being so small, but honestly, I don't know. I use them and they're free when I buy stuff on it. I can even get the free samples or whatever.
I know you're sample queen. You like.
I am sample fucking queen.
Yeah, you put me onto a lot.
This is the Color Effects sample I got for free on Sephora. It says 24-hour. I don't know if I've even tested it, but. And then you're done. So there it is. Now I can go stream and look kind of okay.
Cute.
So if y'all have any questions, hopefully I didn't bore y'all to death. But yeah, so it's like makeup, but it's not like makeup, like my face doesn't scream makeup, but there's definitely a fair amount of makeup on my face.
I mean, you look like you, just an enhanced version.
Yeah, I don't change too much, but I do really want to try to do like kind of like a drag queen level kind of makeup, like where I block out my eyebrows and then like paint them crazy, because that really changes your face.
Right.
And then Jess knows a lot about contouring, and she does a lot of cool stuff like that. So hopefully she'll do a makeup stream and show some like dramatic looks, because she's the master.
I mean, I am excited about us doing more kind of like adjacent, just like hobby streams, like makeup, arts and crafts, chicken bat, arts and crafts session, Mike Dunn, thank you cards session.
Yeah. It looks good.
Everyone's.
But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm not on the chat, so I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I'm scrolling. No, everyone just says you look marvelous.
But yeah, I think the only products I used that were over $20 was my Hourglass powder, but that lasts forever. And then this little thing I think is $25-$30, and then the Tarte stuff. But I got I got 9 total for like $35 or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And so at the end of the day, when you take all this makeup off, are you using that same face wash that you showed us earlier, or a different one?
No. Okay, so this all ties together. So there's one goddamn product that I have not been able to find something nearly as good, and that is makeup remover. Actually, I do use this at the end of the day. But there was this product. It's by Pharmacy. It's like Green Clean. It's like in a tub. It's in a little pot. It's like $30 or $40 for makeup remover, which is insane. But it's the best makeup remover I've ever had. Like, even with makeup removers I use, like all the other ones, you still will have some mascara around your eye or a little smudgy after you use it, multiple times. The Green Clean gets it all out in one fell swoop, and I don't even sometimes have to wear or like use a cleanser after it, because the way it leaves my face, it's just like awesome. So I do think that's one product I will try to I'm going to do some more of these real life gigs, and I'm going to buy that again, because it's just, I miss it. I've been using the Target brand version of the Neutrogena Gentle Eye Makeup Remover, which is good, but it's not the pharmacy green clean. And pharmacy in general, if you have the money, they have some really good products, but they're really fucking taxed. So, yeah.
Have you tried the what was it? When I Met You face cleaner by chance? I think that's what it's called.
What?
There's a brand called When I Met You. It's a blue container with orange product. Let me look it up. I think it's called When I Met You.
I have not.
Maybe
I
it's
have so much leftover Kiehl's facial cleanser that I don't know if I'll ever like need to buy it again for like another few years. But no, I haven't tried that. Does that also take away makeup though?
Yeah. Oh, it's called Then I Met You. That's right. Then I Met You. It's
Mm.
I've been wanting to try it, but it's like kind of pricey, so I didn't know if it was just hype. It's $38. How much is the pharmacy one?
I think it's $32 to $40.
All right, so about the same.
Like, the same. The pharmacy one lasts a decent amount. And I keep saying, I will say, for Sephora has a really good return policy. So if you don't like something, you can return it. CVS, I think, has a really good return policy. So a lot of stuff, like just trial and error. And if you don't like it, return it. You know, don't be an asshole about it and do it like all the time, or like use it up entirely and then try to return it. But most of these places have, if you don't like it, you can return it.
Yeah. I'm not a good returner. I'm like, just commit. Well, I probably just spend so long researching whether or not I want something. I have a pretty low need to return. But I will say, I think with skincare, like, I'll just end up using it on my body if I don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
Or neck.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, use it on your elbows and knees and feet and hands.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was I love how you do use like certain active ingredients that we like share, but I also like how you just are like, yeah, I mean, whatever, it kind of works and it's fine.
I mean, I try not to. I think one of the things, too, you have to understand is there's always going to be some new product that comes out. There's going to be all the rage. There's going to be all these reviews and all this shit. Like, I don't know. I do like reading about new things and checking out reviews, but at the end of the day, everyone has different skin and, preferences. And I just find your own way. Use it as a guide, but don't like succumb to like all the hype.
Yeah.
Or, like really having had to like downsize my makeup budget. Now that I've found like these substitutions, like I'm not gonna be going back to buying a lot of the expensive stuff that I had.
Yeah. Now you have more money for figurines and talking Jason Bateman statues.
Dude, it's Patrick Bateman, but yes, it's funny because Tejano in the chat thought it was like we're discussing Jason Bateman.
What?
So that I think that's where you got that in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and see, right now I'm picking at like a scab on my face. I can't stop. It's like a
even with makeup.
It's gonna bleed. It's gonna bleed. It's starting to bleed.
Oh.
It's not bleed. It's not too bad.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. But see, like, it's not. I don't even know when I just do it without even thinking.
Yeah.
Can't help myself.
Well, thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us this afternoon. Hopefully, you enjoyed getting a little preview, or not a preview, just a look behind the curtain, I guess, seeing how Chess maintains her ageless looks. Truly has looked the same forever. And not that aging is bad, but there's something to be said for someone who can, look ageless for as long.
I wouldn't say aging is bad. Like, there's some stuff I like about my face that I've gotten that's because of age. Like, I used to have a very wide, kind of fat face. And I actually liked losing a lot of the fat in my face. I know having, like, fat in your face makes you look young, but I don't want to look young. I just want to look good. And, like, losing fat in my face, that's how I got my cheekbones. They exist now. And my eyes are now more deep set. and I kind of like the way they look. Like I actually was looking at someone posted a Money Penny interview with me and Jess, and I actually prefer the way I look now to then, as far as just like my face, like being older and being more angular and having less fat in it. And that's another reason why I'm not big on fillers, because it's like I wanted to get that out of my face. I don't, you know.
No, I know you're so chiseled. I think it was Shannon, who also has really killer cheekbones, Shannon O'Brien.
Oh yeah, she's super angry
Yeah,
in the face too.
she came to one of our Club Mesh parties and she made a snap story of the three of us and was like, cheekbones that cut glass.
Yeah, they were club cheekbones for sure.
Yeah.
So embrace the changes that you go through, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be scary, and compare yourself to yourself. Don't compare yourself, like, I'm not going to compare myself to like a 19, 20-year-old chick, you know, that's just stupid. Like, yeah, you know, they look really young, but I'm not really young, but I think I look good, you know, like, plus I don't really want to attract people that are that much younger than me. So why am I, you know, I don't understand people that try to look like a certain age. Like, just try to look good with what you have.
Well, I think some of that comes from like less, sometimes, yes, it is people wanting to attract someone else, but I also think part of it is just wanting to retain your sense of self. Like, I know the first time I started noticing that my face was changing, it wasn't that I didn't want to grow old, because like that's fine, but I think it's a little startling when you start to see your face change. So some people freak out with it and they're like, I need to look the same forever. But
I agree. I mean, the point of good skincare is so that the change happens a lot more gradually.
Totally.
So that it's not as jarring.
Yeah.
So if you have a good skincare routine, then, you know, you're aging a lot or slowly. And so the little things that happen, like the little lines that start forming, like I'm starting to get the job, like this stuff is starting to happen where the lines are starting to
I've
stick.
never noticed them.
And, you know, like, but I also look at, when you look at British actresses versus American actresses, and I just feel like in America, there's just this crazy culture to like just inject your fucking face and fuck it up. And there's something to be said for aging gracefully. Like Helen Mirren, like look at her versus, I don't know, I think I saw Gina Davis at the Oscars and it was like, oh my God, like you just see, it's just sad. Like just don't fuck up your face. Just try not to fuck up your face. Like that's what makes you you. And a lot of times, you know, what you're saying is like, you know, you don't want to see this change because it's, you know, you want to maintain that sense of self.
Right.
A lot of the stuff that you get done, especially the permanent shit, like the facelifts and the tucks and all that stuff, like that changes your face way more than any fucking wrinkle. You know?
Oh, totally.
You're not going to look young. You're not going to look young at all. You're just going to look like someone that's trying to look young. And a lot of times you look way worse. And as someone that DJs places where, some places where a lot of like wealthy people frequent, I see a lot of plastic surgery. I know Jess sees a lot of it in LA. You guys probably see it even more in LA. And it's sad, man. You just I don't know. I just really wish I really wish we lived in a society that didn't just obsess over youth, and it kind of celebrated getting older, because then I feel like people would be more at ease with it, especially women. But I see men getting a lot of work done too now, not just a female thing.
But I think in general there is a trend towards, you know, acceptance of, not just acceptance, but embracing and celebrating aging in a way that hasn't been seen before. You know, it's still a sub-trend, I would say, to like overall societal trend. But yeah, I think we should all just feel lucky to get older. Like, what a blessing.
In Club Mesh, two of us are in our 40s, you know, Jess is 40, I'm 41, and I hope that we're able to kind of lead the charge on that a bit too.
Yeah.
Like being okay with being older, and I think our generation will be better about that, hopefully.
Yes.
And the generations that are younger than us, because we've seen kind of more body positivity in general. Like I grew up at, like, I was in my formative years in the 90s when it was like heroin, like chic, like waif, super skinny, everything. And it was really damaging to myself to like have to be around that, because I wasn't, like, I'm thinner now after having a kid because it's just, I think, my lifestyle. But like it fucked me up, dude. And to see now, like, people embracing their curves. I mean, it's kind of gone an opposite direction where people are getting implants in their butt and stuff. But on the whole, I think it's great that people are embracing being thick and being thin. Like, so I think with that, with the whole age thing, I think that's going to come too. That's coming next, hopefully.
Totally. Well, we should get ready to DJ tonight. We are going to be back on in an hour and a half. Dial Jess is kicking off Club Mesh tonight. We're doing our weekly Friday house, dance music, hip-hop, party jams until the wee hours. So thank you again, everyone who tuned in. We will see you in a little bit. And, should we raid? We always